Okay, then let's go back, if we can, to the original screen and talk to us about the other options involved, spring, fall, or monthly payments.
Okay, again, we have two different plans here, and we'll look at both of them and see how they differ, how they help us. For this one, you're going to it's going to ask you to create a username and a password. Now, I've already created that. The username can be anything you want it to be. Put in a password, your email. It's going to send you a confirmation email and make sure that we have it correct. You'll hit the link and it'll say you are now confirmed. You can log in. I've already logged in. When you come in, the first thing that it's going to want you to do is it's going to ask you to put in some account information. Okay. Your name, address, phone number, your email address. You can change this at any time. You can change your password in the future. So you have a lot of control on this. Okay, we're going to add a property. So I click taxpayer property, and you would go here and you'd select one. As you see, I've already selected my property.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm going to take that out of there, just so. And you see, I have a lot of control here. I'm going to add a property, and I can search in a couple different ways: last name, address, duplicate number. Again, I'll go back to my duplicate number, and I hit search, and it brings up my property and says, "Is this really what you want to?" I sure do. I'm going to select that one. Okay, the very next screen, this is an authorization form. This is a payment agreement between you and the treasurer. Basically, it authorizes us to draw funds from your account. We would never do that without your permission, and this allows us to do that. You can print this, of course, you want to read it, and then you'll click authorize. All right, I've authorized that this property is the one I'm going to pay on. Again, my payment method, electronic check.
Important to note, electronic check right now is the only option involved,
Yes.
not credit cards, debit cards, or anything like that.
Correct. There are other counties that use this system, and they offer credit card through the monthly pay plan. We offer credit card, but totally different area.
Okay.
And we have that on our website. You can pay by credit card. Oh, one thing I do want to bring up, very important. This is all free. There is no service charge, no cost to you, the taxpayer, to use this.
No convenience charge like some places.
Credit card does have a convenience charge.
Right.
This does not.
Okay.
All right. Again, I would put in my bank, my routing number, my account number. Where do I find a routing number? If I click on the little question marks, it will show me help me to find that. And then I select my payment plan. Remember, I talked about we have two of them, and I'm going to go to spring, fall first. And it tells us your payments will automatically be processed on May 10th and November 10th, the tax due days. Now it says November 10th. Actually, this coming year, because of the way the holidays fall, taxes are going to be due November 13th. But 10 days prior to taking money out of your account, we will send a reminder and say, tax due date is coming up on May 10th. We're going to take this much out of your account. That gives you a heads up. You could call us and say, oh, wait a minute, I forgot I was on this. I sent a check in. Don't take anything. And we can work with that. We can stop that. The nice thing about this, you will still get your tax bill. You still know what's going on with your property. You don't stand in line. You don't write a check. You don't mail anything in. The system simply takes care of itself year after year, and it will keep going. You don't have to sign up again. There's nothing you have to do with it except tell us when to stop. If you sell the property, please.
Sure.
We want to delete this out of there. Otherwise, it will keep going and it will keep pulling.
Okay.
So once I'm done with this, I just hit submit. I would log out, and I'm done.
You're done.
With spring, fall. I'm done.
Now, how about monthly?
Monthly pay plan. Okay, we're going to switch over, and I'm going to go to the monthly pay plan. Some new boxes have opened. What the monthly pay plan does is it takes the amount of taxes at this point of the year from last year, it divides them by the months we have remaining. We're already into January, so it's not going to use January or December.
Right.
it takes my tax amount, it divides it into equal monthly payments. Okay? Then you'll see that next year it's a little bit lower because it's taken into account the
Sure,
2 months. It just continues also. Now, what if I need to change one of those? Because I just found out what my new amount is, my new taxes, and this was based on last year's taxes. I just highlight and I can make that whatever it needs to be.
Okay.
And I can go through and I can change those.
And I noticed up here, you can also choose the date of payment.
Yes. It does not have to be the first of the month. I can choose all the way out to the 28th.
Okay.
You can say, well, wait a minute, Bill, taxes are due on the 10th. It is okay. It is valid for you to go out to the 28th if you're on a monthly pay plan and you've been paying your payments all along.
Okay.
Now, what I cannot do on a monthly pay plan, and I do want to emphasize this so people understand, is I cannot say, well, gee, I don't want to pay anything here. I'm going to do 0, and I'll pay
Catch up.
maybe down in November. No, you can't do that. That is not a valid plan.
Okay.
The plan has to be that my spring taxes are going to be paid, my fall taxes are going to be paid. If you don't want to do monthly, go to the spring fall.
Right.
And if that doesn't work for you, use single electronic payment.
Okay.
And again, I would save
Submit
my
your
changes.
changes,
I just hit submit and I'm done. I
Now-
log out, I'm done.
Do you get any kind of monthly reminder
Yes.
through the monthly plan?
Thank you. When, just like the spring fall payment, when the taxes are going to come out, as you see, I've got these set for the 28th, 10 days prior, an email is automatically going to generate and it's going to remind you every month that this is coming out. Will you still get a tax bill? Yes. Your tax bill will show the payments you made up to the point that we had to pull the tax file for printing.
Okay.
So if we pulled it on, I want to say March 10th, and you had a payment that came out the 28th, well, you might not see that payment because we had to pull the file for printing.
Sure.
But up to that point, your payments will reflect, you'll still get a tax bill, and you'll look at it and go, okay, that's great, and there's nothing you have to do. Again, one time a year, when we update the tax amounts, we do have to update this plan, and we're going to make a second video and we're going to get into that in some depth because there's a little bit of math involved. But basically what is happening is this tax amount is based on last year's taxes. Of course, taxes change each year. And now if my taxes went up a little or went down a little, I need to go in here and I need to adjust the rest of the months.
Sure.
And we'll talk about that some in depth. But that's the one time that you play with it, and we actually send you an email with step-by-step instructions how to do it.
Okay, that sounds pretty easy. Okay, Bill, talk to us. You mentioned a little bit about having to do a little math. Explain a little bit about what you were talking about.
Yes. When you're on the monthly pay plan, you will pay the same amount every month. Go right along, your taxes are paid, everything is good. November comes, and that is the end of the year for the pay plan. Okay, so I paid up. But December, it's going to pull the same amount it took in November. That is for the taxes for the next year. Well, what are those taxes based on? Do you know the amounts in December? We don't. So what we do, what the system does, is it bases that payment on last year's tax amount.
Right.
Okay, so I paid December, I paid January, February. Well, round about March or so, we know what the new taxes are. Let's say my taxes went up a little bit. I need to adjust my payments so that I'm not underpaid. I need to be on track. Or if my taxes went down, maybe an exemption kicked in, and now my tax has gone down. I don't want to pay more than I have to. So I need to go in and I need to lower my payments. So there's a little bit of math involved where I have to take what I paid, subtracted from what the taxes are, and divide by the remaining months so I know how much to pay. And then, because the division isn't always equal, that last month I may have to change a few pennies just so it all works out even.
Okay. But that's
I've logged into the tax sale program because I need to make an adjustment. I'm on the monthly pay plan. However, found out my taxes went up a little bit, and so I need to go in and I need to edit my payments. And I've already logged in. I'm at the dashboard, and now I'm going to edit payments. And I go in, and here's my property, and I just select Edit Payments. And here I am, I'm on the monthly pay plan, and I'm paying on the first of the month $87.94, but my taxes went up a little bit. And so I need to change these dollar amounts because they're no longer going to be correct. If I continue paying $87.94, I'm going to underpay my taxes. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to know how much I've paid already. In this instance, because I just joined the plan, I don't have any payments. I didn't send in any payments. So basically, I'm starting from zero. But if you had payments, you would want to subtract those from what the new tax amount is. And then you're going to divide by the remaining months. And in this case, I have 10 months that I need to divide by. And it just so happens my taxes are $900. Divide by 10. I need to make this $90 a month. Okay? So what do? Do I have to call in? Do I have to wait for somebody to do this? Nope. I have control. I just go in, I highlight the first amount, I put in $90, and I hit the tab key, and I'm ready to put in the next amount. And I can just put in 90. It'll be okay. And I continue like that for each month. Well, gee, Bill, how often do I have to do this? Once a year. Once we know what the new tax amounts are, you do a one-time adjustment. But wait a minute, the site is saying that I'm overpaying down here, and this is red, and I know that red is never a good thing. Well, the new tax amount hasn't been loaded in. When the site is updated and the $900 goes in, it will be perfectly even. You will be right on track. So I do that, and I would hit submit. That's the only change I have to make. Now, in our little example, we made it come out exactly even to $90. It's easy to demonstrate. Reality, you might have some change to deal with. Make sure when you're done that you add these payments up and that the pennies will work out right. Oftentimes, you'll wind up with a 3-cent surplus, or you'll be 2 pennies behind. Something like that. So you want to make the change work out right. And any one of the payments, if I had some pennies that I had to take care of, I could make this one, let's say $90.02, and it would take care of the pennies. And then we hit submit. We need to do that one time a year. If we just let the plan go, we're going to get ahead, we're going to get behind. And one more thing, if I can, very important to know, if you need to get off the monthly pay plan, let's say I sell the property. I don't own this property anymore. I want to end the payments. You want to delete payments. Simply setting this to 0 and zeroing out this year will not delete payments. What will happen is you'll pay nothing for the rest of the year, and I'll pay nothing for 12, pay 13. But when the system loads again, it will load the third year in, and it will recalculate your taxes. And assuming your account information is still good, it will begin again drawing payments. So simply zeroing out 2 years does not delete you from the plan. You really want to go down here. You would delete payments. Are you sure? I delete, and now you see no records found. It will not pull anything. The payments are done. I've closed it. It's over. That's as hard as it is. We would just log out.
Okay. But that's something people should be aware of if they're going to.
Yes, it's very important that they make that change because, again, you don't want to be underpaid because you don't want to get into a penalty situation, but you don't want to overpay either. Because then you have to do surplus and it kind of a process. And let's just keep it square.
Which is probably why the spring fall might be the best option of all of them.
For those who don't mind holding the money and don't mind that larger piece coming out, twice a year, spring, fall is wonderful. I don't have to make that adjustment. It adjusts for me.
This seems awfully convenient and easy. Are residents using this? Are we seeing an increase in usage?
Absolutely. We have over 600 taxpayers that are using it right now. That represents well over 1,000 properties. Anyone who manages multiple properties, whether you're a business, whether you're residents, if you have multiple properties, this is the way to go. I can set up all my properties at one time. I can put in multiple properties. I know what my cash flow is every month. I don't have to be holding reserves. I don't have to dread May 10th or November 10th. I don't have to dread those days because it's taken care of. I don't have to mess with all the bills when they come in and write all the checks and figure it all out. It's taken care of for me.
Okay. Well, folks, check it out. Electronic payment of your taxes at www.allencountytreasurer.us, or you can go to the Allen County website and you can find the treasurer there as well. And if you have any questions about it, something we didn't explain that you need to know more about, you can contact Bill or Sue Orth, the treasurer, or anyone else here in the treasurer's
call
office.
Our main line. Anyone can walk you through it, help you with it. Yes.
Taxes aren't fun to pay, but it sure helps if it's a little easier.